Welcome to UCBO Fiscal's Cash Handling Training for fiscal year 26-27. Today we'll go over the UCBO internal cash handling practices. Cash handling has 3 requirements. All must be completed prior to any cash handling activities occurring. The first is the UC Learning Training. Diploma should be submitted with an Ask the Team fiscal ticket. The second is this training. And the third is the UCBO cash handling quiz. You must pass with a 70% or greater. So what counts as cash? We commonly think about cash as physical actual cash, checks, money orders, and credit cards. What's not commonly thought about are student reimbursements, gift card orders from the UCBO, Triton Cash, and postage stamps. Before, we used to consider student payroll checks as cash as well. However, UCPath now sends them directly to the employee. If you do run into any, please let HR know. Another one is restitution checks. We no longer see these activities as OSC now handles all of those payments. Some other cash processes are e-market. The CBO All College store does not require cash handling training, so please refer to our e-market training for more information. Previously, we used to use Shopify and Eventbrite. These have been officially discontinued and may no longer be used. Revenue-related processes. Accepting cash. This is the first step in the Bus 49 cash handling program, preparing the deposit. Please remember that accepting cash should only be items where you received exceptions from UCBO in advance. In all other cases, e-market should be used. One thing to note, this is the only step that's described in UC Learning Bus 49 training that you will perform. All other steps after this first acceptance of cash, UCBO will complete it after you bring us the deposit. So to accept payments, there are 2 steps. The first step is to take the payment from the payer. If they're paying with cash, count the cash with the payer to verify the amount together. Only accept exact amounts. You are not allowed to make any change. And only accept USD currency. If they're paying with checks or money orders, the date should not be older than 1 month, and the pay to the order of should be UC regions, except in the case of awards and donations. And finally, make sure that all fields are filled out on the check and money order. Step 2, write a receipt. Receipt should be written in triplicate, and the payer gets a receipt whether or not they want one. Receipts need to be written in sequential order, and if you make a mistake, void the receipt and start a new one. Looking a little closer at the receipts, you will need to fill out the date of the payment, the payer name, and the amount. You should also include a note for what the payment is for, and if they're paying with a check or a money order, you will need to note that check and money order number as well. Then you will select the money type, so if it's cash, check, money order, and then you will print your name. Step 3 is to record in your log. You will need to fill out the date, the payer name, the amount and cash type, and 2 cash handler initials. Then you can go ahead and put it in the safe or your lockbox. When you take out the items to deliver to UCBO, you will need to fill out the corresponding parts of the log. So you will need to fill out the deliver to UCBO date and time and 2 cash handler initials. Deposits. Cash revenue should be brought to UCBO whenever $500 of revenue is collected, or at the end of every week, whichever comes first. Cash assets in general must be brought to UCBO anytime you have over $1,000 of cash assets in your lockbox or $2,500 of cash assets in your safe. Please note that gift cards and student reimbursement checks count towards this amount. If you have more than 1 lockbox or safe, The total amount that you can have in your lockbox or safe does not change. So if you have 2 lockboxes, you can still only have $1,000 in your lockbox. When you bring your deposits to UCBO, you will need to schedule an appointment with UCBO Fiscal. You'll also need to bring a cash handling partner, the cash assets, any second copies of associated receipts. Your department will keep the third one on file. And you will also need to bring the COA number distributions for the deposit, so where you would like to deposit the money into. If UCBO Fiscal is not in the office, you may not drop off your deposit. We do not have a mail slot, so any slots leading to the UCBO office gives access to everyone who has keys, meaning this is not secure. Leaving money in the workroom mailboxes is also not secure. As for the UCBO deposit process, we will count the cash with you and verify that your receipts match. If you're bringing us a payment you're making to the university, we will write you a receipt ourselves. Then we'll have you initial the UCBO log, and after this, you're free to go. Then UCBO will process the deposit in the system and take the deposit to the Triton Pay office. At which point, the Triton Pay office will process the deposit, send UCBO a confirmation, and at this time, the revenue should appear on the ledger. Refunds. Because our departments are not allowed to have petty cash funds, meaning you cannot keep cash on hand for any change, you cannot process refunds. The only exception to this is if the refund is for a check or a money order that hasn't been processed. You may shred the check or money order in this case. After you do that, please void the receipt and the corresponding log entry. Write a note explaining the reason and initial the note. For cash, a deposit will need to be made before the refund is issued. After the deposit is made, please send your fiscal coordinator a copy of the original receipt, the payee name, email, PID, amount, and a detailed refund reason. The refund will be processed as a reimbursement. Room reservations. In order to begin accepting room reservation revenue, you must first confirm with UCBO Fiscal that you have a valid recharge facility set up. If you do not have one, submit an Ask Fiscal ticket to begin the conversation to determine if your unit and space qualifies. Currently, the approved units are iHouse, Mandeville Suite, and Mom. Recharge revenue. To charge another department for goods or services, you must first confirm with UCBO Fiscal that you have a valid recharge facility set up. If you do not have one, submit an Ask Fiscal ticket to begin the conversation to determine if your unit qualifies. Currently, the approved units are iHouse, Mandeville Suite, and Mom. Triton Cash Revenue. If you do not already have a practice set in place, you must work with the UCBO Fiscal Analyst or Operations Manager to get set up. This does require extra cash handling training called PCI DSS. Currently, the approved units are Mom and Warren Res Life. Non-revenue related processes. Gift cards. As of fiscal year 25-26, the colleges must order gift cards through the UCBO. To submit a gift card order, make sure that you have cash handling training completed. Then submit a gift card request form for Visa, Trident Cash, Bookstore, Starbucks, or Digital. And please remember, you must know the recipient information before submitting this request. Then UCBO will order cards and pick them up from the appropriate party and let you know when your cards are ready for pickup at UCBO. Then you and one cash handling partner will come pick the cards up. When you return, you should record it in your gift card log and make sure to record the serial numbers. Finally, you can distribute to the appropriate parties. Make sure that you're double checking the serial numbers and the amounts. When you're logging your gift cards, make sure that you're only logging one gift card per line. And if recipients don't come to pick up cards within 30 days, notify your fiscal contact. You may not repurpose the gift card without UCBO approval. PA, honoraria, and reimbursement checks. If you have a PA or reimbursement check, submit a request for PA vendor check or reimbursement, and UCBO will process. Most checks go directly to the payee, but in the event they don't, the check will come to UCBO, and we will let you know when the check is ready for pickup. You and one cash handling partner should come pick it up, and upon return, record in your unit log. Finally, you can distribute to the appropriate parties. Please note that a PA must be fully signed at least 2 weeks prior to an event for a physical check to be ready in time for your event. The log for check pickups require the same information as gift cards, so you may use the same log to compile information on both checks and gift cards. Postage stamps. To submit a stamp order, submit an Ask the Team fiscal ticket with your order request. These are the current options that we have available, but when you order, your fiscal contact will provide the most up-to-date information. Then UCBO will process and let you know when they're ready for pickup, at which point you and one cash handling partner should come pick them up. After returning, stamps should record stamps received in an inventory log. And as stamps are used, the inventory log must be updated. Safes. So what should be kept in your safe or lockbox? These can be student T&E cards, cash, checks of any kind, gift cards, check endorsement stamps, postage stamps, and safe reconciliation logs and receipt books. The logs and receipt books must be kept for 7 years. When should you change your safe's combination code? You should do it annually, every July, and every time someone who has access to your safe leaves your department. This includes anyone who moves to a different department within the same college. If you have a keyed safe, make sure to confirm the appropriate cash handlers have a custody of keys and that they are all accounted for. Safe logs. All non-deposit cash items entering your safe for the first time should be recorded. These are the yellow columns. When the item is picked up and it leaves your safe, the log should be updated to reflect when and who picked up the item. The blue columns. Safe audits are conducted annually to ensure all units with cash handling activities are BUS 49 compliant. And that brings us to an end to the cash handling training. For any additional resources, please refer to our office hours or our cash handling page on Confluence. And if you have any additional questions, please feel free to submit an Ask Fiscal ticket.